Assalamu alaikum to your audience. In today's video, I would be talking about the Elizabethan age, and in this video, I'll discuss the 10 facts about the Elizabethan age. Okay, first of all, we have the overall introduction of Elizabethan age. Elizabethan age is considered the golden age of English history, and the Elizabethan era saw a flowering of British culture in many different areas, spanning the reign of Queen Elizabeth I. This period saw unprecedented peace and prosperity in England, especially when contrasted with the time just before and after it. And in Elizabeth times, poetry, music, theatre, and literature dominated daily life at home, while the exploration of the British brought a steady stream of exotic news and influences of the England shores. In addition to an explosion of culture, the Elizabethan era contained many fascinating features. Okay, now I'm going to discuss the 10 facts about the Elizabethan period. First of all, we have the first fact, and that is the Elizabethan period lasted 45 years. Okay, the reign of Queen Elizabeth I stretched from 1558 to 1603, covering an especially monumental time in British history, and the Church of England declared independence from the Catholic Church the same year the Elizabeth took power, so the Queen had absolute power over both church and the state. Okay, next we have the second fact, and that is Shakespeare published his first play in the Elizabethan era. Queen Elizabeth poured money in London's art scene and building the city first theatres and sponsoring productions. And Shakespeare himself grew up and benefited from this atmosphere, and even published his first play, Henry IV, near the end of the reign. Okay, next third fact is Elizabethan society was class based. In Elizabeth times, society divided in a strict social order that included six classes: the monarchy, the nobility, the gentry, and the merchant class, the German class, and the laborers. Elizabethan laws even dictated what kind and color of the clothes each class could wear, so that they could be immediately offended. Next, we have the fourth fact, and that is question explored during the Elizabethan period. Exploration of the New World and the South Pacific brought a new slew culinary trades into the kitchens and restaurants of the England. Tomatoes, chili peppers, chocolates, cinnamons, and avocados are just some of the hundreds of flavorful items that the British tasted for the first time during the Elizabethan era. Okay, next we have the fifth fact, and that is nobody drank water in Elizabethan England. Except for the country people, most British people in England, in British people in Elizabethan era drank ale, beer, wine instead of water, and water was contaminated and not safe to drink, especially in London. The alcohol content of alcoholic beverages help to kill germs and bacteria. Okay, it means there was no water to drink in Elizabethan area except for the British people. And next we have the sixth fact, and that is which hysteria occurred in Elizabethan England. Like the rest of the Europe at the times, England went through a phase of witch hysteria during the Elizabethan era. In England, however, witches found guilty of murder were publicly hanged and not burned at the stake like in France. Okay, next there is a sound fact, and that is England became the supreme naval power of the world. Okay, England became the supreme naval power of the world when the British defeated the Spanish Armada in 1588, it became the undisputed rulers of the seas. And this accounts for the explosive growth in prosperity during the Elizabethan period, since the British Navy controlled the world's naval trade and bringing waste material wealth to the area. Okay, and next we have the eighth fact, and that is Elizabethan era consumers did not use paper money. In Elizabethan England, money existed as coins comprised of uh, alloys of silver and gold, and the finest or exact weight of the silver or gold of the coin determined its value. And pounds made up of 240 pennies were the common monetary standards. Okay, next we have the second last ninth fact, and that is ghosts were common in Elizabethan era. Superstitions run high in England during the reign of Queen Elizabeth, and the chief among them was the belief in ghosts and haunted houses. And castles were an especially common haunt for ghosts. In fact, the ghost of Queen Elizabeth herself has been reported to haunt Windsor Castle to this day. And next we have the last fact, and that is Queen Elizabeth loved poetry. What? Queen Elizabeth Queen Elizabeth loved poetry. One of the Queen's favorite art forms were poetry, and the written words flourished under her reign. Some poets even composed verses in dedication to the Queen Elizabeth herself, as a form of flattery, including the famous "The Fairy Queen" by Edmund Spenser. Okay, guys, audience, I think it's enough for today's video, and in next okay, audience, I think it's enough for today's video. तो इजाज़त दीजिए, खुदा हाफिज़. Thanks for watching.